All right, good morning, Corpus Christi. We're here with City Manager Peter Zanoni of Corpus Christi. Peter, thank you for sitting down with us this morning.
Thank you, Eric.
Yes, sir. So we're going to get right into it as far as what's happening here at the City Council. As of last week, there was a lot of chaos that took place with the City Council in regard to the drought contingency plan, and obviously a more broader situation with the desalinization. How does the city plan to incorporate feedback from residents and environmental groups that are coming to the city council in regard to the drought contingency plan and on topics such as desalinization? Because last week we also had the city council break quorum, which I've never seen personally, Peter, and unfortunately, I believe that was being a coward from some of the city council members. And I know that we're here at your office, so I want to respect your office as well. What are some of the ways that the city can plan to incorporate some of the feedback?
Right. Yeah. So, Eric, we had a listening session last week, and there were many before that as well. The drought contingency plan has been something we've been working on. We wanted to make sure the new council was seated, since they will live with this for at least 2 years. It's a 5-year plan. We want to make sure this council approved it. And based on feedback from the residents, they wanted yet another listening session, and I agreed to do that. We scheduled another one this evening at 5:30 to 7 to listen to issues about the drought contingency plan. We have already incorporated a lot of what they have said, they being the environmental groups, the
Right.
average resident. This really is a people-first drought contingency plan. We've made adjustments to lessen the burden on the residential home should we enter stage 4, our emergency stage and water restrictions. We want to hear their input. It's been something that we've focused on for the past 6 years. Is a lot of engagement with the community, a lot of transparency. We've updated our website, our CCW website. Any information we have, we put on that website so that the community can have access to information.
Right. Now, so speaking about the water situation here in Corpus Christi, which is a statewide problem, not just here in Corpus Christi. Mm-hmm. And so we have one of the biggest ports in the nation right now, providing number one in tonnage as far as LNG and crude oil.
Right.
We have stage 3 situation right here for the city of Corpus Christi. When can we expect to go to stage 4?
Right, so we're working on that still today. Each week we meet with the National Weather Service, who helps us on the long-term forecast. And unfortunately, our meeting yesterday indicates that this drought that we're in, which is a drought of record, this is substantial, will continue. And now we're adding another month, so the April-May timeframe looks about as dry as it did last week. So in these coming weeks, we're gonna work with the City Council, work with the community, to talk about when could stage 4 be determined or be implemented. It'll be something that I work with the city council on. It won't be a city manager decision alone.
Right.
Stage 4, the goal in stage 4 is to reduce water substantially through higher fees, basically increase the rate to reduce use in the water. So right now we're hovering around 18%. Now western reservoirs, the trigger point could be 15%, it could be 10%. Could be something less than that to enter into that stage 4, and that's something we have to determine still.
So we're going to stage 4 here soon, probably before the summer.
I would think so.
Right.
Yeah, I've told many. I've told the council. I've told news outlets that if the lack of rain continues, it's without any doubt we're going to head into stage 4, and the long-term forecast indicates we're heading that way.
So with that being said, what other alternatives of water sources are we looking at here for the city of Corpus Christi?
Right.
And pretty quick.
Well, we have been looking for over a year, almost 2 years in some cases, and if you put the seawater desalinization, that's been 10 years of work. So some are saying we put all our eggs in one basket and we haven't been thinking about more water, and that's not necessarily true. So for the past year, we've been working on making sure the Mary Rose pipeline that delivers water from our eastern reservoirs is in good shape. Mm-hmm. We're finalizing a $12 million project to pump more water through it. First time ever in its use. We'll be bringing 75 million gallons from our eastern sources.
Now, just real quick, guys, I mean, the city of Corpus Christi provides so many jobs, not the city, but as far as the economy with the Port of Corpus Christi, we have at least 100,000 jobs directly and indirectly affected. So we need to also think about the jobs that we have right here in the city of Corpus Christi and surrounding areas that also rely on millions of gallons of water a day, large industrial water users. Now, there's been a lot of talk as far as, large industrial users should not be using the water during these stages. But at the end of the day, this is what provides and allows our economy to keep going. When situations like this happen, guys, I want you guys to know that, and Peter, if you can touch a little bit about how big the industry here is, it plays a big factor into our economy.
Right, yeah, without any doubt. I mean, we know that our industry that's found along the Port of Corpus Christi Ship Channel or in San Pat County is a big driver in our economy. We've known that we're a blue collar community. We're making products, petrochemical products, gasolines, jet fuels, fiber for our clothes that we wear, for us here locally and for the whole state of Texas and beyond. And so the refineries, the plastics plants, they rely on water to make their product, which we all use. We send jet fuels up to Dallas airport. We use gasoline to move around our city, and that comes in large part right here from Corpus Christi. So,
give us an update on the desalinization here for Corpus Christi, because we really need water and water quick. So where are we at on the?
Yeah, so our Inner Harbor desal plant that has been in the works for at least a decade, and more recently in the past 6 years, we've moved it all the way forward to having a contract that is signed and executed with Kiewit. That was signed back in December 4 of last year. And so right now Kiewit is designing the Inner Harbor desalinization plant. The state of Texas is backing it. The Texas Water Development Board has fully funded the project at a tune of $757 million, saving ratepayers $130 million over the life of the loans.
Now, real quick, because there's a lot of also, misinformation and disinformation about water bills that, could possibly go up due to desalinization. I mean, it's millions and millions of dollars to get these type of facilities constructed. Now, with that being said, I've also seen Alice, Texas, the city of Alice, also their water bills are going up, because they have their own desal plant.
Right, they have a brackish groundwater. Any new water source for anybody, I would say, will be more than what the cost is today. The price of water, unfortunately, continues to go up. And the cheapest water sources have long been used up or accounted for. So like on Nueces River, that's our cheapest water source, and that's been used for decades, many decades. And so any new water we bring on will cost more. One of the driving forces, though, and principles in our Inner Harbor desalinization plant is making it affordable. That is a primary goal. That's one of the reasons the location is in the Inner Harbor, because it reduces high costs for transportation of water through pipelines, through having to build roads, through building power systems. It's right here in our neighborhood. It's in our area where we distribute our water. So the cost is going to be lower than a plant somewhere else outside of the customer base that we have here in Corpus.
Yeah, so we're using up all the reservoir water that we could possibly use, all the different water avenues we can get to. Also, a lot of people say conserve water. There's just no way we can conserve water. We need water. Life is water.
Right. So, yeah. With this city, Drew Molly, our chief operating officer of CCW, has looked at the stats, and this community, we use less water per capita than many cities in Texas. I think most is what he said before. So we're doing a great job already on conservation. We know how to conserve water, as does the industry, and we're going to show charts soon that show over the past several years the use of water from industry is less. They are using less water. They know how to conserve as well. But as you said, we need more water. We can't conserve our way out of this. The residential customer can't, nor can the industrial customer. That's why we're focused on that Inner Harbor desalinization plant. We're focused on more groundwater. We're focused on more water coming in from our eastern sources as well, from the Mary Rose pipeline.
Now, there are some permits or some type of permit hearings that are going to come up with the TCEQ in March in regard to the city of Corpus Christi's Inner Harbor desalinization plant. Any kind of information we can give to the public as far as how they can get involved in some of that?
Yeah, TCEQ has had a real extensive process. We had a big public hearing here last year for that permit. Those meetings are open to the community as well. I know many city representatives will be there. This is a chance for the commission to approve the discharge permit or take it to what they call a contested case hearing, which would add a few more months to the review process. So we're fine with either way. We're big on public input and engagement, and so if it goes to a contested case hearing, that's built into our schedule, and that shouldn't be an issue for us here.
Right, so the city manager can't automatically sign off on a TCQ permit. So
Right.
it has to go through a governmental environmental agency in order to be approved, as far as the safety of the desalinization.
Right, that's correct. Yeah, we needed 2 permits from the state, one for intake and one for discharge, and one from the federal government as well, from the Army Corps of
Has the
Engineers.
federal government already approved?
They're on their final steps. The last word we had around that late December timeframe, early January, is they're nearing the time when they'll consider approval or not, and so we'll know that soon as well.
And that's the Environmental Protection Agency, correct?
That would be the Army Corps of Engineers. So the EPA, actually, good point. The EPA has already said in our favor that they think everything has been met to have a sound environment. That's a letter that was sent to us from the EPA, the nation's premier environmental agency. They said they see no issues with our Inner Harbor desalinization plant.
Now, that's also a local contractor right here, Kiewit, over 6,000 employees in San Patricio, Ingleside area that are going to be constructing this desalinization
Right,
plant.
this desalinization plant will be a long-term water supply for the city, but when it's being constructed, it's going to employ thousands of construction workers, professionals. Kiewit was selected after a robust process to vet out several big companies. Kiewit was the best choice, and City Council approved that last year.
So we do still have some time to actually talk about the brine that will actually, the environmental concerns that are talking about the city of Corpus Christi is going to just throw the water into the Corpus Christi Bay. I mean, this is obviously still in the planning phase where we can actually get a boat to go drop it off in the Gulf of Mexico, correct?
I mean, that's his choice. Yeah. We're going to have a demonstration site, and so soon we'll be talking about, your viewers can come to the demonstration site and see in a very small way water being made from the Inner Harbor seawater. And we're required to do that by TCQ standards, but they'll be able to see that as well. And again, the EPA, the nation's lead environmental agency, has said they see no issues with our Inner Harbor desal plant. They've approved it, basically, and it gave that recommendation to the TCEQ, who, as you mentioned, in March will have that hearing that we'll be going to.
So a lot to talk to Peter Zanoni about in regard to desalinization. We'll continue to provide you updates right here on the Corpus Christi Chronica. So stay tuned, guys. We got a lot coming. He has to go to the city council meeting and take care of business. Peter, thank you so much for sitting down with us before the city council meeting, and good luck on, allowing the public. And guys, please take it easy on Peter, because Peter's working really hard. He's providing a lot of insight as far as what's happening right here in the city of Corpus Christi. And I see that people are talking about DOGE to investigate the city. Guys, let's not bring politics into our city, guys. This is we're working on the streets, working on infrastructure for our water, desalinization, water treatment plants. You're talking about so many different, the police department, the budget. We forgot to talk about the budget here. So guys,
quality of life things too, quality of life amenities like pools and splash pads for our families.
This has nothing to do with DOGE, and if you guys please refrain from that as of right now. So let's talk about what the city, the real issues for the city of Corpus Christi. And we also have some big steps happening with our marina right now. If you guys go down to the marina, you can see some of the improvements that are already taking place there. And so, Peter, thank you so much. We'll continue to work through these complex situations as we move forward, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.